Hi everyone, welcome to Confessions of a Domestic Engineer. My name is Christian Eschbach, and I want to talk about how animation can really or drawing can really make a huge difference on how I perceive something. As fucked up as that is. So, I was just inspired. I just moments ago finished recording an episode you've already watched, or possibly watched, where I talk about the What If series, first season. Now, that inspired me to talk about animation or drawing or, stuff like that. And how much that makes a difference on how I respond to what I'm reading or what I'm watching in relation to graphic novels or, animated movies, stuff like that. For example, I'm not a huge fan of manga or anime. I like some, but it really depends on the style and how it's done. The Saturday morning cartoon looking stuff really, no thanks. I enjoy playing Pokemon. Not the cards. I enjoyed, as when it first came out, and I would have been a teenager into a young adult. I owned Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, and Silver. I didn't pick up Gold until later on. I also owned Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, but I didn't really watch the cartoon. I put it on in the background once in a while, stuff like that, but I just wasn't into that. Then one of my son's girlfriend watches, what is it, One Piece, I think it's called, the one with that weird stretchy kid, and that one's just annoying as hell. I find it annoying as hell. It's the one that's got like 1,000 some odd episodes that they always brag about online. It annoys the living shit out of me. It really does. I could not binge it like people binge it. Then after that, what's another one there? Anyways, the idea is I don't like the Saturday morning cartoons or the after school cartoon looking anime. I like something that's drawn a little better. Seven Deadly Sins is actually one I watch on Netflix. I watch on Netflix of my own accord. No one introduced me to it. I found it on my own and went, oh, this one's actually kind of fun. I don't mind this one. But it makes a huge difference because even though there's a lot of things I find, and this is how little I watch this crap. Sorry, my apologies for using crap for anybody's fan. I find it a lot like Dragon Ball Z, the fighting sequences, right? It's anime. That's how they're done. But the high quality, high resolution animation drawing of Seven Deadly Sins versus the raggedy animation of Dragon Ball Z, meh, not a fan. Or the kitty animation per se. Princess Mononoke, I think it's called, was another one I really liked. I really loved the animation on it. I've sat down and watched some of the other ones that aren't too bad, that are big ones, that were huge movies in the early 2000s or whatever. I wish I could think of the name of them right now. The animation's not bad on, but it's not really what I'm into so much. Now, that even applies, though, even with North America with animation styles. If you look at the animation style of Disney cartoons from, when they were actually properly animated, but, when Disney himself was still alive, right? If you look at the quality of those and the style of how those were animated and produced and stuff like that, and then you look at Warner Brothers, with, Bugs and Daffy and all that. You look at the ones from the same time periods, and I'm talking just the shorts, not the big animated features. That's not fair to compare. But if you look at just the shorts, okay, the animation quality on Disney was always a lot more detailed, a lot more refined, a lot more enjoyable to watch for that reason. Whereas Warner Brothers, the Looney Tunes were more solid colors, more just easy, quick animation, but brilliant colors still. It looks really nice. It still pops beautifully. And I'm not saying anything against. It's just you can see the detail versus the fast produce, the mass produce, we'll say. And once again, I'm talking about just the shorts. And this is even before we get to the days of Saturday morning cartoons where you got Looney Tunes cartoons on TV Saturday mornings. I'm talking about when, the shorts were still being shown in the theaters because that's how you went to see them, But it makes a huge difference there because I'd rather watch the Disney ones over the Warner Brothers ones, even though the Warner Brothers ones may make me laugh better at some cheap pops. The Disney ones are just so much wow to watch. Then you get into comic books. I feel the same way. So I don't have any manga because I don't read manga. But even within comic books, like I absolutely love. I talk about the Exiles a lot here. All right, I'm really pushing for an Exile show, and I really love the Exiles. And the Exiles has got different artists throughout. Now, most of them stay very similar, and I really enjoy it. But there are a few times where the animation style changes just enough where it's kind of like, ooh, I'm not so sure about this anymore. And luckily, it's only for an episode or two, and then it reverts back. And I wish I could find some examples. I should have bookmarked them ahead of time, but I just thought of the one episode and got into the other one. One of the things that's brilliant about The Walking Dead is the art style is the same the whole way through. That's one of the things that makes The Walking Dead as great as it is. It's also one of the things that makes Invincible as great as it is, having one solid artist, not the entire way through, but most of the way through, and having one clear, recognized style the entire way through. Whereas with X-Men, going through, X-Men went through so many variations. Just look at the character of Beast alone. Beast has been handled by so many different artists that there's just an on-running narrative now that Beast randomly mutates. Because every artist wants to do their own interpretation of Beast, So sometimes you got the big head with the, fluffy hair coming out this way, what we would consider more vintage Beast. Sometimes he looks like a giant cat face, it's... And that alone really does make a huge difference on how I view Beast and how I take the Beast character. For example, going to the movies as a reference point here. Kelsey Grammer as Beast in X-Men Last Stand. Beast was done right. I really like what everybody can say what they want about that movie and blah 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 blah. That was the right actor to play the right character, and they did a decent job of it. I was really kind of impressed with how they did it. So I'm not going to talk shit about that. But you put that side by side with Beast from X-Men First Class. They definitely are two distinctly different looking Beasts, and I'm not as much of a fan of the Beast look in First Class as I am in the other one, because the other one is more of the vintage classic look, and I like the vintage classic look, whereas the newer one, the First Class one, was more of the cat lion-y kind of looking Beast. I found not quite the same, even with Galactus, one of my favorite Marvel characters. Depending on how Galactus is drawn, sometimes I absolutely love the way Galactus looks. Other times, I kind of cringe and go, really? That's what you guys did? Really? Give me a second, I'll show you an example. Alright, so I'm going to use my Heroclix as an example of Galactus here. Now, this is the first major Galactus piece that Heroclix released. I love it. I love playing this piece. I love playing this piece against this piece, and love playing this piece as an actual piece when I do monster builds. It's great. Not out to Joel St. Pierre. He knows what I'm talking about. Then came this Galactus piece. This one was out of the Cosmic set. I can't remember the name of off the top of my head at the moment. Cosmic Characters? I don't know. Anyways. Or no, Galactic Guardian set. That's what it was. Galactic Guardian set. And it's not a bad looking piece, right? But if you look at the two of them side by side, you know, like this one's kind of dulled out and faded and boring, while this one's nice and shiny, and they both have the same amount of dust on them. You know, and just the designs themselves, you know, like I prefer the more close-in design of the pieces here as opposed to the wider there. I think the wider it goes, the goofier it gets, as weird as that sounds, right? You know, just the placements of straps, even though they're the same, just slightly altered, stuff like that. It's even a relatively similar sculpt, just kind of reversed out a little bit. But it makes, those little differences can make a huge difference on how I view it. That being said, that then leads into this one, which I haven't taken out of the box yet even. Alright. This one's got multi-parts. I can't even see. Let's see here. Alright. Now, I'm not huge on all the exhaust ports here on Galactus in the drawing. It's not bad. I'm not huge on it. You know what? Let's do it. I'm going to take it out of the box for the very first time. So, this is now turning into an unboxing episode as well, but I got to do this carefully. Alright. Sorry guys. I'm trying to do this carefully so I can preserve it. But this thing's got some frickin' weight to it. Holy crap. Alright. So it has the ability to alternate heads, which is cool. Hold on. Is that it? That's it, I think. Alright. So, Sculpt's supposed to go something like that, I believe. It's a nice sculpt, it really is. I like it, it's shiny, it's pretty. And the multitude of point values you can play on this Galactus is crazy. I'll get into that. Now, as much as that's interesting, I absolutely detest that. I don't like Galactus without his helmet on. Now, it's kind of cool, and would I play it like that? I might every once in a while. But I definitely don't want to play it like that. I just... It's nothing against the sculpt. That's not Galactus to me. So I'm going to put his head back on. And then I love this. I absolutely love this part. The big energy discharge blast. Oops. Oh, that could hurt if that falls on your toe. Oh, plastic. All right. That's pretty fucking cool. Right? I'm thinking that's pretty cool. So, that's... I love Galactus. I do. I absolutely love Galactus. That's why I bought the piece. Once again, like I said, I haven't gotten to play it yet. So... And that's just because I haven't had anybody around to play with yet. COVID sucks. I actually bought this last summer. I've had it over a year now. And it's purely because... Was it last summer? I know I bought it sometime just after Tracy and I bought the house. And it was in the middle of the COVID thing and whatnot. And schedules with people I do know that play, or just trying to avoid getting together because the plague. I haven't gotten around to getting to play it yet. So put that back in the box, and then we've got the Galactus card. Multi-dial character. When the G1A dial would be KO'd instead of Galactus. Galactus continues on click number 1 of the second dial, and but excessive damage does not carry over, so if he gets hit for 1 on that, when you go to the next dial, it doesn't carry over to the next dial, it just kind of stops there. But healing is the same thing. You can't heal past. If you go to the second dial, you're stuck there. Okay. Then there's the whole Herald thing. That's a whole fun one. Cosmic entity. Galactus can be the target of an attack with more than one target. Place Galactus anywhere on the map except opponent's starting area or special terrain. So, yay, look at you. It doesn't matter what my movement is. Crunch. And then, yeah, man. Whew. Got a whole bunch stuff on here. We got the elemental converter on here too, and then there's the Herald dial even, So we got a lot going on here. Instructions on how to play the Herald. I'm not going to get into those right now. That's something I should actually read, right? And I will be. Yeah, I'm gonna end the episode on that one, because I will definitely get back into talking about this Galactus. I haven't played it yet, so until I've played it, I really can't compare it, because each one of the 3 Galactuses also have their own individual set of rules. Completely different sets of rules. And even if you adapt them all to the modern rules, there's still a lot of factors that have to be put in place, because they use heralds differently. The original Galactus, this one here, doesn't have a herald, doesn't get to pull a herald. But it's got a hell of a lot of killer machines and stuff like that, and blah, 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 blah. This is the first one where the herald gets to be played. I've used this one with a herald once or twice, not a lot. Honestly, didn't get into too many big battles where that one got to be played, sadly. And then, like I said, I haven't gotten to use the new one at all. When I build the new Heroclix 3D map that I'm planning, I plan on actually building it directly in correlation to my Galactuses. And I even have other ones, because I've got the Dark Phoenix. I basically got everything that came out of the Galactic Guardians set. I got all the big pieces that came out of the Galactic Guardians set. So, there's a large Dormammu in there. I don't have Fin Fan Foom anymore. That was the Exodus. She took that in the divorce. My buddy, as I mentioned earlier, Joel St. Pierre, he's got Dr. Manhattan. I'm sure he's got a bunch of other cool ones since then. I really wish I had the Thanos piece, the big-ass, cool Thanos piece that came out with the Galactic Guardians, but The place where I buy my Heroclix, Rogues Gallery, only got two in. One was specifically for tournament play. One was pre-sold before I could say, yo, I just want to buy it. Because I would have just bought it outright. And yeah, that's that. So I'm going to end this episode here. I know it started off as one and mutated into another. It happens. Let me know what you think. This will be the last comic episode I do, or Heroclix episode I do for a little bit, or talking about animation stuff like that. Because I've got a lot of more outdoor stuff coming up. Other than that, let me know what you think. That's what the comment section is for. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Otherwise, peace, love, take care.